Welcome to Great Day Live. I'm Janelle Martinez.
And I'm Allison Godlove. Thanks so much for joining us today. So, obviously, the Odyssey.
Yes,
everywhere
huge,
right now.
right?
Everyone's talking about it. It's kind of hard to get tickets to even go to the
theater. I was going to ask you if you've seen it.
Not yet. I'm going this weekend, but you had to get tickets before.
Then
it's sold out.
Crazy.
Yes,
I know,
it's
everyone's
crazy.
talking about it.
Yeah, so obviously Christopher Nolan, he is making the rounds. He's doing a bunch of interviews, and he was recently on Jimmy Fallon talking about the fact, listen to this, he does not have a smartphone, and he does not have an email address. This is what he said.
Okay.
Kind of like I have a flip phone, like a dumb phone I use when I travel and stuff, and that's kind of great. I think I would be horribly addicted to it if I had it. I think I would lose those pockets of time that I really value, where you're just thinking, you know, just sort of looking out the window and thinking about what your next film might be, you know?
Yeah, he talked about how this would like hinder his creative process.
Yes.
Like that would be, you know, a waste of time.
Yeah, you know, I've never thought about it that way, but that's so true.
Yeah.
I mean, because any kind of mindless thing that you would be doing, whether you're waiting in line or riding in the elevator, people now are always on their phone instead of just
you're not having conversations. You're not being bored. Don't they talk about if you're bored, then that's how you come up with this creative idea? So
that's very interesting.
But could you do it?
You know, now, no, but we did it for years,
Sure,
right?
we've already been through this.
I mean, I did it for a lot of years without a phone, and we got by. You know, so we got by without email. We got by without having the email in our pocket. So, you know, somehow it works, but I think where we are today, that would be very difficult because people expect you to answer immediately.
And know where you are.
And know where you are,
We were watching Dazed and Confused over the weekend.
Oh, amazing.
And we were talking about the fact that they would just go somewhere and meet, or you would drive around until you saw someone.
Yes, that's what we did.
And truly, like, yes, all through high school, same with me. It wasn't until like later in college that we had a phone. But that's really what it was. You just kind of went and did something, or you made plans and you showed up. You weren't texting and being like, oh, I can't make it tonight.
I always wonder how we found the party. Like, I think my little crew, we were always late to the parties. It was already getting busted by the time we got there.
It's interesting.
But it would be hard, but very interesting.
That he does
maybe we should all try it.
We'd be a little more creative.
Yeah. I think so.
We're not going to survive
All right,
that.
well, we're going to be creative here today because we have a great show for you coming up. The world is enamored with the art of Banksy, and that includes collectors right here in Tampa. We talk about what makes his work so fascinating coming up.
And we share some laughs with comedian Jimmy McCartney before you catch his show here in Tampa Bay. Oh, he's ready to go.
Yes,
we love it.
Well, that may sound like just another fun K-pop song, but it's actually the newest anthem for Shark Week. It's a week of action-packed shows on the Discovery Channel that are meant to entertain and educate viewers on the misunderstood ocean predators.
It's kind of catchy.
I like it.
Yeah, so here to have some fantastic fun with us during Shark Week is Florida Aquarium. He's known as the Shark Guy, Eric Hovland. Welcome.
Hey, good morning.
What do you think of that song? Have you heard it yet?
I feel like it's going to be my new earworm. Looking forward to it.
It's true. We have some, stuff we're going to talk about in a second. But some stuff. I was going to say jaw. Is that right?
Well, they are jaws.
Okay, good. I was going to say it, but
I don't think the word's patented.
Jaw.
We can say it.
But you know, when Shark Week is so important because we're talking about how important they actually are in our community. So just talk about that importance and how it really makes our ecosystems thrive.
Absolutely. It's all about a balance of, look at our coral reefs. What would our coral reefs be without sharks? Sharks are there to help manage that population. They do it by eating some of them. The fish, the sea creatures, the older ones, they help keep those populations healthy, help keep them in balance. Without the sharks, you pull them away, some of the other little predators might eat all of the fish that are really good at maintaining the reef, that eat the algae and all. And then that algae overtakes the reef and the whole thing just falls apart. So we need sharks to maintain coral reefs. We need coral reefs to maintain sharks. It's where they live. It's where they find their groceries. It's where we go fishing and scuba diving. Personally, it's one of my favorite places to be underwater.
Yeah.
And it's better with sharks.
Better with sharks. Well, talk about it's important too that we know about sharks and that we protect them. Are they endangered and what's their status right now?
Absolutely. About a third of shark species are endangered to critically endangered. And this is all around the world. This is in our Florida waters too. We do a pretty good job and actually we're leaders in managing and maintaining healthy populations of sharks. And we want to keep it that way. We don't want changes to the Endangered Species Act. We want to maintain healthy fishing practices and healthy commercial fishing practices. And I think we're a leader for that for the rest of the world. And that's something that you can do too to help protect these shark populations. Is know where your seafood comes from. We're in Florida. We should know where our seafood comes from.
Right.
Ideally, it should come from Florida.
Yeah.
And that's something you can ask of your restaurants. Is this local? If it's local, then we're taking into account the health of the whole ecosystem. And it may come from halfway across the planet where they have different regulations and rules.
Yeah.
So think about where your food comes from and share our oceans with sharks.
All right, and to think about being in Florida, what's a danger to some of the sharks that we have here in the Gulf?
Sure. Well, right now, the Gulf is changing. The temperatures are changing. We are, and I say this not just for the sharks, but for all the marine life. We work with corals at the Florida Aquarium and sea turtles and sharks, just a whole wealth of animals. They're all affected by these changing temperatures. We're looking at an El Nino. It's going to get hot again. It's going to get hotter. But what we can do there is, again, what can we do to lower that carbon footprint? Think about where you spend your time, invest in Florida, come to see our beaches, share the water with them. All of that helps us build an economy that's enhanced by healthy oceans and healthy reefs and sharks. So just really focusing on, again, that food and where we're traveling.
Yeah.
Okay, well, talk about what you have here, because this is a pretty big jaw.
Speaking of sharks,
what kind is
really
that?
big set of jaws with teeny tiny teeth. You can barely see the teeth. They're more like rows of a comb. That's the biggest shark, the biggest fish you'll ever see is a whale shark. And these are the jaws. This is a model of a whale shark's jaws. They filter feed, much like a whale, like a baleen whale would do. So they're swimming through the ocean, open that big mouth, and filter out some of the tiniest food in the ocean. So big shark, tiny food, big appetite.
Big shark, big jaw.
Are any of these that you have here in our area, in the Gulf?
No, you can see whale sharks out in the Gulf. You'll hear about fishermen that go maybe just an hour offshore, and you're lucky if you see a big spotted dorsal fin, and you look down into the water, it looks like a constellation swimming by. They're very spotted and kind of a checkerboard pattern on these big, big sharks that, we're seeing out in the Gulf. And that's a circumtropical shark. You can find them kind of like all around the tropical seas of the world. Now, these are sharks, too. This is the jaws of a goblin shark.
Oh.
And you might see recently there's been some video of an actual goblin shark. They don't swim with their
never
mouth
heard of
open
a goblin
like that.
Shark. Okay.
Yeah, well, you have to be a little bit more of a shark nerd. But shark nerds know. But this shark has a long rostrum and quite a set of pointy teeth. They're deep water sharks, so you wouldn't encounter them. If they are off our coast, they would be thousands of feet down. Yeah. We have gotten some recent video. You can Google it on up, of course. And it's a really unique, interesting looking shark. But long, skinny teeth are good for grabbing. Think of them like your silverware. Say you might have a spoon and a knife and forks. So they're good for just grabbing smaller prey items and swallowing them on down.
Interesting.
On the other hand, here you've got a Port Jackson shark. We have a similar shark on the West Coast.
Shark.
It
like
is,
that
and they're
one.
a smaller shark. Their teeth are kind of like our molars. And what are molars good for? They're for crunching down the solid stuff. In this case, those sharks are benthic. That is, they live on the bottom. They can still pump water to breathe, and then they can crunch down on mollusks or crustaceans, things with a hard shell.
Now, nurse sharks are here in our area, right?
Yes, they are. And you know what's neat about nurse sharks? One of their closest relatives is whale sharks.
Okay.
If you take a nurse shark, make it really big, and stretch those jaws out a little bit, they have also very similar small teeth, but they're in that same family of those carpet sharks. And we have nurse sharks on off our coastal regions down in the reefs, and we have about a dozen species of sharks, from nurse sharks to all the way up to great whites will even be pinging off of our coast sometimes. And I say pinging because they do tag them and mark them. You can follow them on various
So we have a couple
apps.
that we're going to run through. We don't have to go super quick, but kind of. So Caribbean sharks.
Caribbean reef sharks. You can find them, once again, especially down in our Florida Keys reefs that they make their home.
All right, and thresher.
Thresher shark, you'd be lucky to see one of those with a long, slender tail. But they are, again, a lot of these sharks do come into the coastal waters.
All right, and then hammerheads.
Hammerheads have a couple different varieties. Little pumpkin-sized ones called the bonnethead sharks.
Okay.
And then you have scalloped and great hammerhead sharks, too, that can also make their way into our waters. And we do get... there's some excellent drone video. Who wouldn't love that face?
Yeah, no. And then great whites, you just mentioned that that's possible.
Yep, especially in the cooler months. They can kind of be, the younger ones might move through just looking for a fish dinner.
Those are the ones that we are a little scared of, but don't be.
Yes.
Well, you know, the first time I saw a great white diving off of Guadalupe Island, which you can see on Discovery Channel shows all the time,
right,
swam about as close to me as you. Now you have to be in a cage.
Right.
Big brown eye, not just a big black movie monster eye. And I mean, I got a little choked up. Her name was Lucy.
Oh.
She was huge.
Wow.
18
Just
feet.
something like that can change your
I know.
perspective, right?
Yes.
It does.
Yeah, this is very helpful.
Seeing them and understanding them,
Yeah.
you can take that fear to fascination.
Yeah. Well, thank you
Absolutely.
so much for being here and helping us do that.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy Shark Week.
Yes.
Hey, and if you want to come down to see something really exciting, come to the Florida Aquarium,
Yes.
hop in the water with ours. Yeah. Come the cooler months, come down to Apollo Beach. Best kept secret, our Turtle Rescue Center. But if you go out to the Manatee Viewing Center, they're adjacent.
Yeah.
You can walk out on the pier at one of the best places to see sharks.
Oh,
Amazing.
good to know.
All winter long.
Yes.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, well, English street artist Banksy has created everything from murals to stickers, and no one has ever seen his face. Next, we talk with this local collector about why he's so fascinated with this elusive artist.
Watch Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins weeknights on 10 Tampa Bay News.
Mark with a K loves mayonnaise. Mark with a C can't stand it. That's the job. Remember the small things. Because that's how you make a great sub. You make it for someone, not just anyone.
Mark, Italian, extra mayo. Mark, Italian, no mayo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, our name's Bathmasters. So when you see us doing a kitchen or a full condo remodel, you're like, wait, bathrooms, right? Right. We started in bathrooms, the toughest room in the house. Tight spaces, plumbing, electrical, the works. Once you've mastered that, kitchens and full remodels are easy. So yeah, forgive the name. We could have called ourselves Everything Masters, but that just sounds cocky. Bathmasters and beyond. Our name says bath, our work says everything.
At Spectrum, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between speed, reliability, and value. That's why Spectrum fiber-powered internet gives you all three for just $40 a month. No contract, no commitment. And set up your internet in under 10 minutes. Spectrum fiber-powered internet delivers the most reliable internet for everything you do at home. Streaming, gaming, and connecting. Switch today and get Spectrum fiber-powered internet for just $40 a month. Call now or go online.
When Emily turned 18, I opened her up a GTE Financial Credit Builder loan. It's a small loan with regular payments that help her build credit over time.
Yes, having good credit score has definitely helped. Thanks, Mom.
Choose Winters and Yonker, and we will send an attorney to you for your auto accident. I'm Bill Winters. If you've been injured in an accident, call Winters and Yonker so we can start working on your case. Call Winters and Yonker for your free attorney consultation.
Traditional shower remodels can go over budget and off schedule quickly, not to mention the mess. But there's a way to skip the headache with a one-day jacuzzi bath remodel.
There's no comparison before and after. It's so safe.
If you want a beautiful bathroom without the nightmare of a drawn-out remodel, this is absolutely the way to go.
There has never been a better time to buy. We're waiving all installation costs and postponing all payments for up to 1 year.
Our free design consultation will help you choose the right combination of easy clean materials, custom safety features, and accessories, all backed by a lifetime warranty you can trust.
The new bath or shower you've been waiting for is just one call away.
Call 1-800-376-5158 or go online now to jacuzzibathremodel.com. We're waiving all installation costs, plus no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Call 1-800-376-5158 today.
I'm Tony DeCopel. The CBS Evening News is the story of America one day at a time. I'm Tony. While we cover a lot of ground, we also stick to the basics. What's real?
Do you ever get scared?
Yeah. And what's important.
I'm just asking you why you're here and what your message is.
Success for us is not how much we pack into a show, but how much you take away from it. And we'll always end with the good stuff, something to remind you that there's a lot of life out there beyond the headlines. So join me. This is the CBS Evening News.
The artist, Banksy, is known for incorporating images in his artwork, like children, monkeys, elephants, or this one of his most famous pieces. And our next guest knows his work very well.
And Nick Szynski is one of the largest official Banksy private collectors in the world, and he's here today to tell us a little bit more about it. So welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here. Great
to have you. Well, let's start with, because some people may not know who Banksy is and all the hubbub about him. So, how would you explain his art?
I would say Banksy is the most famous artist in the world who no one really knows who Banksy is. And it's been a very interesting, fascinating time to live in with this artist here.
Yeah, because Reuters did write an article about who the artist was. How does that what did happen?
Yeah, there was an article recently. I have not seen it. It's funny. All these items have come from the UK, and I've learned a lot of UK vernacular. So I would say rubbish or bollocks might be applicable to Reuters. But the artist has had, various breaking news stories of revelations of his or her identity for over 20 years. And I think this was the most recent iteration of that.
Okay. Does that kind of appeal to the mystery behind it and kind of make the art a little more
I think that, regardless of identity, we all know that Bruce Wayne is Batman. We know Clark Kent is Superman. I'm not sure that the identity really has any significant impact in the artist base, but it does make life more interesting for sure, not knowing.
Yeah, a little fun.
Yeah. Well, you brought some stuff for us to help us get a visual idea of his art. So what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so these are all items from the United Kingdom. These are Banksy grails, again, going back to my UK mates. Shout out to the Facebook Banksy Locations group members there. These would be called rare as hen's teeth items. That's how rare they are. That's a UK term for extremely, extremely obscure. So what we're looking at here is a couple of things related to some of them, which is one of his most famous images, the flower thrower. So in the year 2000, Banksy was commissioned by Wall of Sound Records to do a limited run of album artwork. And this was the image that he chose for the record album titled We Love You, So Love Us. It was really the image that became most popular with him in the mid-2000s. Several years later, when he painted that same image on the Western Wall, that it really grabbed hold of the public's hearts, and it's really one of my favorite images as well.
Yeah.
What I love about this image here, this poster is a promo poster from the We Love You, So Love Us album launch party. It's extremely rare. There's only 2 other known in existence.
Wow.
This came to me by Eddie Locke Gallery in the UK. Shout out to my Eddie Locke mate. But if you look very closely at the center of the bottom image here, you'll see a copyright logo with Banksy's name on it. And the artist is very well known for being anti-copyright, and yet we see in one of his earliest printed items, we see that he was very concerned about controlling his artwork. So that makes this piece especially special.
Yeah. Okay, and some of his images are also on T-shirts. You brought a couple, and we have some video of it too.
He's done a limited number run of T-shirts over the years. This is his very first shirt that the artist has ever done. It's from 1998. It's got the big elephant on it, heavy weaponry, and you can see that the artist was kind of playing around with the idea of screen printing, which he ended up going and moving forward and doing a limited number run of screen prints over the years.
Very cool.
And then another shirt that the artist did in early 2000s, 2001 or so, features an adaptation of that flower thrower image. This is really referred to as Love is in the Air, and you can see the official T-shirt logo with the elephant on it. Again, this is one of only 2 known really in existence. The other one is in very, very poor shape. So these are some really great items that the public probably hasn't seen previously.
Why do you love his artwork so much?
It's so fascinating. It's so fun. It relates to everyone, whether you're politically savvy or you're, a novice, or if you just like art and just enjoy the creativity that the art brings forward. It's just fun, and it makes life more interesting in the most wonderful ways.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing it with us.
I know. Thanks. And they're having a show at the Strass Center, so you can look into that and see more Banksy art.
Absolutely.
All right, it's coming up late July. All right. Well, this comedian has a lot to laugh about. We sit down with Jimmy McCartney coming up next.
Transmission running rough? Get it checked for free at AMCO.
When the weather changes, you feel the impact. That's when our meteorologists issue a weather impact alert, so you're prepared. Watch 10 Tampa Bay and 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Investigators are looking into Lehman's roommate, the person they took into custody this morning as a person of interest.
He says the family tried to warn authorities about his dangerous past.
A massive undercover operation in Polk County has led to 266 arrests.
People in the area say it is raising some concern.
Watch breaking news on 10 Tampa Bay News. Stream free on your TV or phone.
You get hurt in a car wreck, and the insurance company offers you a tiny little check.
This tiny little check won't even pay for your hospital bills.
Don't take a tiny check from the insurance company. You may deserve more money, and I'll fight to get it for you.
Jack Bernstein got a client who injured their neck in a car wreck, $750,000.
Don't take a tiny check for your car wreck. Call Jack Bernstein.
Jack's got your back.
I'm attorney Jack Bernstein, protecting your rights.
Call 813-333-6666.
Hi, my name is Dr. Eli Simsolo. As a cardiologist, I know how important getting help fast is during an emergency. Falls are the leading cause of injury and death in adults 65 and older. Unfortunately, every 20 minutes an elderly adult will die from a fall. These are not good statistics, but with Life Alert, one touch of a button sends help fast, 24/7.
This is Life Alert. Do you have an emergency?
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
We're sending help right now.
From falls to heart attacks or any emergency, Life Alert is the only medical alert service that saves a life every 11 minutes. Plus, their devices never need charging, so you stay protected 24/7.
For information or a free brochure, call 1-800-453-1965. That's 1-800-453-1965. Call now, 1-800-453-1965.
Appliances break down, home systems fail, which means I show up at everyone's door because I'm inevitable.
Unfortunately, something expensive is about to happen.
Is it the heat, plumbing, electrical, wiring, garage door, oven?
But we already have homeowners insurance. Home insurance only covers disasters. First American covers your everyday wear and tear, and if they can't repair it, they'll replace it. So give the people at First American a call. Unexpected repair bills never drain Sonia's savings. She found a better way to protect her home.
First American has had my back for years. It saved me hundreds. Just one call, and they send a pre-screened, qualified contractor. No chasing quotes.
Don't wait for a budget-busting expense to wipe out your savings. Call right now to secure your peace of mind. Home breakdowns are inevitable, but the expense, that's optional.
Call now for a free quote that could save you thousands. Get comprehensive protection for about $1 a day. Call 800-896-7959 or visit FAHW.com.
Car making noises? Get it checked for free at AMCO.
29 below zero where I come from. So I am glad to be down here, but I am also surprised that I am in fact alive after driving on the highway with you psychopaths. When I was on the way down here, I hit every state. You'd see the beautiful colored signs like, "Welcome to Virginia, you can build a home. Welcome to Georgia, the land of peaches and peace." Florida's was a sign that was bent in half from a hurricane. 3 bullet holes in it. And it didn't say welcome, it said entering Florida. Good luck.
Good luck. Well, that's stand-up comedian Jimmy McCartney. He's performed everywhere from Alaska to Key West, and now he's back in the Bay Area.
Yeah, he's here headlining shows at Snappers Comedy Club. Good to have you here.
Thank you guys so much for having me back. I'm honored.
Yeah, based in Tampa Bay, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you like to call it home. So when you say entering Florida, like, good luck. Yeah. You're living it.
I have had luck. So far, so good. I avoided the 8 car crashes on the way here, and I made it.
I know. Every morning is a challenge, right?
Yes, it's survival. It's the Thunderdome.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a new challenge in your life because you are a new dad.
Yes, I am.
So tell us about that. How old is your little boy?
He just turned 7 months, and there is nothing little about him.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, if you look on that picture, that was him at 7 weeks old.
No.
He's
got a lot of hair.
Yep, he was born with a full head of hair. He just took it right off my head, and he grew it, and that's him at 5 months. And he looks like a toddler.
You know what? He really does.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
He's adorable. So his name is James Ray Watson McCartney the Fifth.
The Fifth. I had so much pressure my whole life to have a son, and thank God.
Yes, thank
like
goodness.
a lot of times parents are like, "Oh, I'm hoping for a boy." I was praying. I was going to church 3 times a day. Like I was doing everything to make sure, and there he is.
He's adorable.
Yeah, he's a grown man already. He's been recruited by the NFL.
You did your job.
Yes.
Your work is done.
Yes, I did. Yes,
so the Fifth, though, that's pretty rare. I don't know if I've ever heard of the Fifth.
I've literally never even encountered on TV and seen like an actor or an athlete. I've never even heard of a Fifth anywhere.
Can I blow your mind?
Yeah.
I have a nephew who's the Fifth.
No way.
Yeah, my sister's son. He is Edwin Nels Nelson V.
So how much royalty is he a part of? That's what that sounds like a
It does
king.
sound like it. It's not. No, we're not royal, unfortunately. No.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah.
Well, so now that you're a new dad, does that come into your comedy, and how does that work? I guess he doesn't care if you talk about it because he can't really understand you yet.
Well, I say that, but he's already so smart, it's insane.
Yeah.
So
Right.
he's already the alpha for sure.
Yeah.
By the time he's 4 years old, he's going to be the head of the house. I already know that. I've accepted that.
Take
but
the
yeah,
back
it's a
seat.
little bit different. I mean, I definitely haven't done as many shows the last couple months to make sure I'm around. But it is just like a completely different experience. But I'm so lucky because he's just amazing.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy.
Yeah. How has it been doing stand-up? How does that, how does it feel to be finally doing that?
It's a really good thing. I mean, I feel very fortunate and blessed that I've been able to do it. Not many people get to live out their dreams and like live as an artist, and I've been fortunate enough to do it for a while. And I mean, the first trip that we had, my wife and I went up to, because she used to go to all my shows all over the country.
Yeah.
And when he was 6 weeks old, we took a trip. I had military shows up in Alabama, and that was our first trip together, and it was definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But I feel so lucky. My wife goes to every show she can, and my son is just a godsend. So I'm very, very fortunate.
Yeah. Well, tell me about your comedy. Like, what are we going to hear? What can we experience if we go see you in Palm Harbor?
Yeah. I mean, I mostly do like storytelling and ranting. I try to make people feel good about like the struggles that they went through and the embarrassing things that are in their lives through me so that they can feel good about themselves. That's what I really go for more than anything.
And you really love performing for the military.
It means more to me than anything. I'm so very blessed. I get to do it all over the country. My wife and I actually got married on a military base in northern Alaska. And we do military bases all over the country, and it's such a blessing to be able to perform for them because you hear the things on TV about like, oh, they got deployed, and those things are obviously like filled with struggle, but even when they're like at home or on their home base, a lot of them are still working 12, 14-hour days.
Right.
It's a really tough life, and they make a lot of sacrifices.
Absolutely.
So to be able to make them laugh, or hopefully to try to, unlike I've done so far in this interview, I try to make people laugh most of the time.
Yes. Well, we can come see you to laugh. And tell us again about your shows. Where are they?
Yeah, I'm going to be at Snappers in Palm Harbor this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you guys enter, what was the promo code? Great Day, I believe it is.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, the promo code Great Day, when you check out the tickets online, you can get the tickets for free, minus like the $2 service charge.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Have a great time.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you.
And nothing says the next rising star is here in Tampa Bay quite like a free ticket promo. So if you guys want to come on out and have some laughs, I hope to see you guys there. It'd be awesome.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a great day.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, just because you're 50 doesn't mean you have to be frumpy. Tomorrow we get style tips that will get you inspired to embrace your age. So great.
If my dad's fatal crash taught me one thing, it's that no one's ever ready for what comes after. At Bernetti PA, we dedicate our energy to helping those who never asked to be victims. For a free consultation, call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready.
Living near the Gulf is beautiful, but salt air can wear down your garage door fast. Small issues can turn into serious safety problems. Precision Garage Door Service of Clearwater uses rust-resistant parts and offers fast local service. Call today.
Introducing Laser Lift, the major medical breakthrough no-surgery facelift featuring Miss Florida 1972 and TV host Barbara Beck.
This is a procedure that I probably should have done years ago. I feel great on the inside, and now that is reflective on the outside.
Watch Dr. Basson perform Laser Lift on the doctors at BassonPlasticSurgery.com. Look 10 years younger with Laser Lift, the totally awake 20-minute procedure exclusively at the Basson Center. Call now and save $1,000.
Hi, I'm Andrew the Home Buyer, and I want to buy your house. The average home is taking over 80 days to sell. Why wait months? I'll come to your home and give you a cash offer within minutes and close in 5 days, regardless of your home's condition. No showings, no cleaning, and no commissions. And I'll beat any other offer. I'll even let you live in your home for free after we close. Call me, Andrew the Home Buyer, today.
With Spectrum Internet, I never miss.
I feel incredible.
Never miss a homer. As my internet struck out. Never miss one of these. Because my stream can't keep up. Because with Spectrum Internet, I've got the most reliable internet, so I never miss.
Cancer doesn't wait. It hides. It spreads. It steals what matters most. To find it, you need the experts the world turns to. To end it, you need the most proven proton therapy on the planet. Moffitt is built for this because cancer is all we do. Moving with more precision, more power, and more experts focused on one thing: you. The team that's treated more cancer, pioneered more therapies, and is known for the best outcomes in Florida. And now they have the most advanced proton technology, pencil beam precision to match. Introducing Proteus One, the only one in Tampa Bay. A beam so precise it strikes cancer down to a millimeter from every angle it hides and leaves the life around it untouched. Only at Moffitt, the #1 cancer hospital in the Southeast, and the only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center based in Florida. Moffitt, your first choice is your best chance.
At Precision Garage Door Service of Tampa Bay, we know a broken garage door can't wait. That's why our vetted techs provide same-day service. Local, reliable, and always prepared. Precision is here to help. Call today or visit us online. Precision Garage Door Service. Garage doors done right.
Seeing a Cirque du Soleil show is already a very special experience, but when it has a Disney touch, that just makes it that much more magical. Here to talk about Drawn to Life, a permanent Cirque du Soleil show at Disney Springs, is David Rimmer. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And congratulations, 5 years.
Thank you.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's a great milestone.
Yeah, how has it been over these past 5 years? Because you've been there since the beginning.
Yes. The show is always developing. There's always things changing. We try to adapt to our audiences, make it fresh, keep it alive. So it's always changing. So in the last 5 years, we've done many different changes.
Yeah. So this is said to be an animation brought to life. Can you explain what that means?
So it's a collaboration between Cirque du Soleil and Disney, and it brings both of those worlds together perfectly. And it's basically a love letter to the art of animation.
Okay. And so how is Disney really woven into this performance?
There's many special small secrets throughout the show, so you'll have to come see the show.
Oh, he's going to keep it a secret. One thing that's not a secret, though, you're a part of the show.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about your role.
So I am one of the animators in the show, and partway through the show, I do an acrobatic act too, which is part of the surprise.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you're doing acrobatics, you're flipping in the air, you're flying.
Yes.
Yeah, have you been doing that your whole life?
Yes, since I was 5 years old.
Yeah? How did you get into it?
I did gymnastics first, then trampolining, and then I transitioned into acrobatics in 2011.
Yeah, what was that like, making that transition into a big show like Cirque du Soleil?
It's very different. You go from competitive gymnastics, which is you train and train and train, and you have the one big competition, whereas in the show, it's 10 shows a week and constant, and it's very different.
Yeah, and it really is bringing this story to life. What is it like to be a part of that?
It's really beautiful. It's really nice. It's taught me a lot about storytelling, and this show is really about storytelling. It's about a small girl called Julie whose father leaves her an animation to finish, and she has to go on the journey to complete the animation.
Yeah, and the audience can interact as well.
Yes, there's lots of audience participation, and it's really nice.
Yeah, very cool. And there's some tickets. We can get tickets available.
Yes.
You're there year-round.
Yes, right now it's 25% discount for residents.
Okay.
And also $25 for children.
Wonderful. It's a great time to go and see it then.
Yeah, it's the perfect show for kids.
Yeah, and we're very lucky that you have a performance for us here in studio today.
Yes,
can you tell us what we're about to see?
Yes, so we've combined two of the acts from our show. One is called Animating a Ball, and the other one is called Garden of Lines.
Wonderful. We're about to see that right now. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thank you very much.
This is wonderful. If you want to
you.
get those tickets, check out the website that you see right there on your screen. Again, he mentioned those discounted tickets as well. You want to go check it out. So right now we're going to get that performance. Take it away.
look so easy, like we could do it.
I was like, I could definitely ride a unicycle after that, no problem.
I don't know if I could ride a unicycle and jump rope, but that's a whole nother thing.
You know, practice makes perfect, I guess. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we do have some much needed rain on the way here the next couple of days. So indoor activities, probably a good thing to have in the back of your mind, especially going into the upcoming weekend.
Take up juggling.
So why not? Start brushing up on your juggling skills. Good idea. But nothing breakable, though, to start, you know, like a tennis ball or something. But we do have some rain offshore right now. Had a little bit of rain earlier this morning. We're going to watch for just a few showers to push inland today. Today's rain chance kind of trending a little bit drier for us here across the Bay Area. We had some rain very early this morning, but a lot of it kind of sitting offshore. What we're going to watch for through the day today is we have this onshore wind. So west-southwest wind, that's just going to push rain our direction throughout the afternoon. Definitely not a washout, but a few isolated storms inland and mainly south of Tampa today too. So not super impactful for you, but if you do run into any of that rain, you're going to notice it. Probably going to have some pretty heavy downpours with it because it's very muggy out there if you haven't noticed.
It is.
So all that moisture, essentially our rain and storms take advantage of. Tomorrow morning, a couple of quick passing showers in the morning, and then in the afternoon, just some isolated storms. But tomorrow, one of our drier days of the week for sure.
Okay, good to know. Okay, well, we have a guest that's coming up that has a question for you.
Awesome. Yeah. We're going to talk to Albert in just a minute, but Albert, you had a weather question for Courtney. What's your question?
My question is, are there going to be hurricanes again this year?
Oh, that's a big one. If only you knew, right?
If only I could predict that far out. I would love to say no. We are, of course, in our El Nino pattern, which usually means a less active hurricane season for us. Looking right now through the first full week of August, looks pretty quiet for us, so I can at least give you that it looks pretty quiet. The Pacific's still very active. There's a major hurricane right now in the Pacific, which is crazy. Her name is Genevieve. Not going to impact any land, which is good. Those are our favorite kind of storms.
Yeah.
But I wish I could say with confidence no, but you know, we still have plenty of time.
There's plenty of time. Always have to be prepared.
Yes, 125 days till the end of hurricane season, by the way. I was counting. But Thursday is our next Wednesday. On and off rain, pretty heavy through the day. We could also have some localized flooding. That's what you're looking at here. Excessive rainfall outlook shows a marginal risk for flooding on Thursday. So that just lets you know that we're going to have some pretty heavy downpours on Thursday. We could pick up over like 3 inches of rain in spots on Thursday, just in a few hours. So flash flooding will be a concern Thursday for the afternoon and evening. And then unfortunately, our rain chances stay high all the way through the weekend. So starting to think of some weekend plans. There's some great movies out right now.
Yes, oh my gosh.
Lots going on indoors, you know, plenty you can do. So just maybe start thinking of some indoor plans for the weekend.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
All right, Allison.
If you are looking for a crime thriller, The End of the River is one that you're going to want to pick up. And it's not just another crime fiction book. The author, Albert Loftus, is joining us today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. You've been getting some 5-star reviews on this book.
Yeah, the book's been getting very good reviews internationally as well as in the United States.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so what's the book about? Tell us about it.
Well, it's about a 18-year-old who, a wannabe writer. He feels the fire in his belly to write. But he doesn't have any stories. So he meets his literary mentor in Albany, New York. He lives in Albany, New York.
Okay.
And and the Hudson, of course, flows from Albany to New York City. And his literary mentor is an editor for the state of New York. And his mentor says, well, if you want to learn some stories, you need to go 142 miles south of the river to New York City, and there you'll find your stories. And this was the 1970s. Okay. So he said, sling hash and dodge bullets on 42nd Street and write about the underbelly of life, and you'll find your stories. Of course, 42nd Street now is an easy place to walk. In those days, you couldn't walk across the street.
Okay.
So he moved to New York and he found his stories. And his first story, he's sleeping on the floor of a friend's a jazz singer's apartment in Greenwich Village. And at one point later in the story, he's flying first class to Paris and staying at the Ritz.
So he's finding some stories.
And there's a lot of stories in between.
Where does this come from? Where did the idea of this come from?
Well, the idea is that I like to write stories that I know about.
Okay.
And so I wanted to find stories. There are people who write stories. One author said he reads stories where people write 20 pages of how blue the sky is. And that's not my style. I actually want to write about things that I know about.
So is there some truth to some of these stories that he's finding?
Basically, they're all true, except for the murders.
Okay, except for those.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so is this always been kind of a passion of yours, this like crime thriller, political thriller kind of?
I started as a playwright. When I was 23, my first play was produced by the National Shakespeare Company in New York.
Wow.
And I have 3 plays produced in New York. But I didn't like the theater because it was a collaborative attempt. and you're explaining the through line from the choreographer to the director, the musical director. And when you're writing a novel, it's just you and the novel.
Yeah, you can choose that direction. You can choose that storyline. Well, wonderful. Well, if we want to get this book, how can we get it?
The best place is probably Amazon online or Barnes & Noble online.
Yeah, well, wonderful. Go check out the reviews and then check out the book.
Thank you.
You can get it. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, well, it's on the Michelin recommended list and has a French twist. Coming up next, we introduce you to Bar Terrier, a tasty new spot in Tampa.
Choose Winters and Yonker, and we will send an attorney to you. Let our aggressive attorneys represent you for your personal injury case. Our firm will send an attorney, not an investigator, legal assistant, or paralegal. Winters and Yonker.
Something wasn't working with my feet.
Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam.
They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Cancer doesn't wait. It hides. It spreads. To end it, you need the team that's treated more cancer, pioneered more therapies, and delivers the best outcomes in Florida. And now they have the most advanced proton therapy to match. Proteus One, the only one in Tampa Bay. A beam so precise it strikes cancer to a millimeter and leaves the life around it untouched. Moffitt, the #1 cancer hospital in the Southeast. Your first choice is your best chance.
At Consumer Cellular, my job is to help you save money on wireless.
I'm saving over $50 a month.
I'm saving almost $100 a month.
Consumer Cellular gives you the same fast, reliable nationwide network for up to half the cost of big wireless.
Same tower, same coverage.
Our customers ranked us #1 in network coverage satisfaction. And there's no long-term contracts.
I've been through TracFone, T-Mobile, Verizon. Nothing compares to Consumer Cellular.
It's the Consumer Cellular Summer Switch event. If you're 50 and over, you could cut up to 50% off your big wireless bill. And right now, save an extra $50 off with code SAVE50. Plus, AARP members save even more. Call right now and speak with a U.S.-based sales rep in about 15 seconds. So call now and save during the Summer Switch event. Call 1-800-680-0024. That's 1-800-680-0024.
NetCredit is here to say yes, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
You've put up with your old shower for too long. It's outdated, unsafe, and it's time to replace it. But why struggle with a lengthy shower remodel when Jacuzzi can do it in just one day? And there's no need to break a sweat or your budget.
Right now, we're waiving all installation costs, plus offering 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year.
So you can finally convert your old bath to a safer, easy entry shower, complete with a custom seat, grab bars, and slip-resistant floor installed in 1 day.
My overall experience with Jacuzzi has been wonderful. Everything was customized to the way I wanted it for the price that I wanted to pay.
I've had a great experience from start to finish.
Don't take matters into your own hands. Do it the smart way. Give Jacuzzi Bath Remodel a call.
There are only weeks remaining during our limited time offer. We're waiving all installation costs and offering no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-384-9341.
The 10 Tampa Bay Plus TV app. Streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. 10 Tampa Bay Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. Sponsored by the Law Offices of Attorney Dan Newlin.
Hurricane season is here and preparation starts now. When severe weather hits, the 10 Tampa Bay News Weather Impact Team is here, keeping you informed. Watch extended weather coverage on 10 Tampa Bay News. Stream free on your TV or phone.
Welcome back. We are in the Kitchen Saver Kitchen with Bar Terroir. Close?
You got it.
Okay. It's a French-ish wine bistro in South Tampa. Chef Max McGee is here to tell us a little bit about this spot. So you were schooling me on how to say it because everyone I know says Bar Terrier, but that is not how you say it. It is French.
So we're Bar Terroir, and that is a term usually used in wine production, kind of describes the flavor in which the earth and the climate imparts on the wine. in the growing process. We kind of wanted to take that and use that as our name, because we're a French bistro wine bar kind of vibe, but we also are a Tampa restaurant. And we want to show that Tampa influence as well to our cuisine. So
yeah, well, I've been there a few times. It's lovely and cozy, and the food is delicious. So you're going to make something for us today. What are you making for us?
Yes, so we are going to be making a new menu item for our fall menu coming up within the next couple of months.
Okay.
So this is a braised duck tart with a little bit of foie gras on it. So we have,
foie gras is?
It's duck liver.
Duck liver.
Yes, that seems to sometimes be a little bit of a polarizing ingredient. Some people are a little skeptical of it. I find it delicious.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a delicacy in French cuisine, and the practices in making it have become a little bit more humane over the years.
Okay.
So right here, I'll just explain. We're filling up our rye tart shell that we make in-house with a little bit of this duck braise. We have some dried cherries in there as well.
Oh, that looks
and
good.
then some duck choux that we created from the liquid we got from the duck braise itself. So once we get our tart filled like that, we're gonna pop them in the oven, and then we got some couple more things to take care of.
Yeah, and so this is something that's new on the menu. Is the menu constantly changing there?
We're constantly evolving the menu.
Yeah.
We try to keep it as seasonal as possible, and just to keep the ingredients nice and fresh.
In the oven. Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
So while that's in the oven there, we're gonna go ahead and get a little bit of butter into our sauce here.
Okay.
Now that's the trick to all good French cuisine is
lots of butter.
Butter.
Yes.
Nobody said this was going to be a healthy meal.
Well, you don't go out to eat to be, super healthy. You want to indulge a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. It's definitely a richer fare than some of them out there, but we do a good job at keeping it delicious.
Yes.
So we've added our butter. We're going to go in with some cherries that we've compressed in a little bit of a port and cherry juice syrup.
Yeah.
And that's going to help infuse a little bit of sweetness as well as some fruitiness to the sauce here. While those tarts are baking, we're also going to get our foie gras going. So let me get this stove on.
Yeah, that's the challenge when you come here. It's not like those ovens you have at the restaurant, I'm sure.
I'm just walking off to grab our foie gras.
Just walking off to get some foie gras out of the refrigerator.
There we go.
There it is. Okay, it looks...
Yes. So that's just a portion of foie gras. Typically, you'll get a liver that is about football sized, which is quite interesting because the birds aren't that big themselves.
Right, right. Okay.
So we like to salt it a little bit here, get our pan nice and hot, and then we're going to sear that for us.
Okay.
There we go.
Now, do you have fun coming up with these recipes? Is it something you do, or is it collaborative, or how does that work?
So I like to involve my team when it comes to coming up with recipes. I think that everybody has good ideas out there.
Yeah.
And it's definitely one of those things, two minds is better than one.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of fun doing it. I think a lot of people in our restaurant have some good experience from the past places they've worked. So
then
we're going to sear this
Sear this.
And I hope my pan is hot enough.
Yes. Okay. It might not. Like I said.
There we go. It gets pretty crispy fast.
Okay. So we only have about 30 seconds, but after that's seared, then you put it on top? Is that what goes?
So that takes about 30 seconds here.
Okay.
We're going to get our tart.
Okay. You can keep going, they're telling me now, so
You're
that's good. Okay.
We're going to add a little bit of chive to the top of the tart here. We're gonna add a little.
That did cook really fast.
Yeah.
That wasn't even TV magic. That was just, okay. That actually did it.
A little bit of flaky salt and shallot. Now I like the allium flavor that helps bring out all of the richness from the tart.
Yeah.
Kind of balances off of that sweetness that we get from the foie gras itself.
It's beautiful.
There we go.
Okay. All right, we're going to wrap it, then we're going to come back to see the finished product, okay?
Perfect.
All right, and I guess there's the website right there if you want to book a reservation. But stay with us. We'll be right back. You can keep.
Bumper cars today. My car's fender tomorrow.
Tell me something I don't know.
You can get AAA car insurance. Superior coverage for over 100 years.
Good. I'm going to need that.
AAA car insurance. Expect something more.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've battled against insurance company giants, and we've won a lot. Injured? We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
20 years ago, West Shore Home made a promise to homeowners: make home remodeling easy. To do that, we had to fix a system that had been broken for years. We had to reimagine an entire industry. So we did. Homeowners were tired of subcontractors in their home for weeks on end, chasing down phone calls and jobs done poorly. What started as one location now spans the country, because when you do this right, people notice. We said there's a better way, and then we proved it. Tens of thousands of 5-star reviews later, our belief has been proven right. We send our own employee installers, not subcontractors. Every one of them trained by us and held to our standards. 20 years in, we're not slowing down. Windows, doors, floors, bathrooms, and soon, even more. One team, one mission, one promise to do it right. That's Remodeling Reimagined.
Introducing Laser Lift, the major medical breakthrough no-surgery facelift featuring Miss Florida 1972 and TV host Barbara Beck.
This is a procedure that I probably should have done years ago. I feel great on the inside, and now that is reflective on the outside.
Watch Dr. Basson perform Laser Lift on the doctors at BassonPlasticSurgery.com. Look 10 years younger with Laser Lift, the totally awake 20-minute procedure exclusively at the Basson Center. Call now and save $1,000.
What is Spectrum Internet? It's the most reliable internet.
It's connecting with my followers out there and in here.
It's secure internet for you and your family.
It's keeping kids like us safe online.
It's Wi-Fi that stays on even when the power doesn't.
Staying connected no matter what.
So what's Spectrum Internet? It's everything you want it to be. Switch today at Spectrum.com.
You get hurt in a car wreck and the insurance company tries to give you this tiny little check.
You may deserve more money and I'll fight to get it for you.
Zach Bernstein got a client who hurt their neck and back in a car wreck, $500,000.
Bumper cars today, my car's fender tomorrow.
Tell me something I don't know.
You can get AAA car insurance. Superior coverage for over 100 years.
Good, I'm gonna need that.
AAA car insurance. Expect something more.
NCIS fans, the clock is ticking.
We'll be back CBS Tuesdays this fall
with more NCIS. The killer sending a message. We need to move.
Go!
It's big time. Am I interrupting something? Help!
Weapons down!
What is this?
Guess what they all have in common?
Shizzle dubs.
Don't you go anywhere.
NCIS returns, part of CBS Premiere Week. Catch up anytime on Paramount+.
Well, as we mentioned earlier in the show, it's Shark Week, and we loved talking to Eric about the sharks you could see at the Florida Aquarium, but they aren't the most interesting creatures you can encounter there. Take a look.
I see, in the almost 30 years I've been here, so many kids have come through the aquarium, they get excited. I don't think I've ever seen them quite so jazzed up as Morph. The animals that we see here in Morph, every one of them has something special, a way they've adapted or morphed or changed to their environment. Wow, what our animals have in common is what's so different about every one of them. Every one of them has, I like to think of it as like a secret superpower that you might not even recognize. We all have something special about them, a great ability. These animals have spent their lifetimes changing and evolving. We've got paddlefish that come from the Mississippi River that use their long rostrum to find their way through the river, and also a big mouth that opens up almost like a whale or a basking shark to feed. We've got, wait for it, bird poop frogs, and guess what they look like? It's right in the name. But all these animals have either adapted to disappear into their environment for protection, or maybe a special ability to find food and live in an area where others simply cannot. Mud skippers are absolutely one of my favorites here. They're very near and dear to my heart. I'll probably get a little emotional. They're just so darn weird. I grew up loving frogs. I love fish. I love bugs. When I was just little, I would beach comb, flip over rocks. And when I met the mud skipper, at least when I saw it on paper or the first time I saw it in an aquarium store, it was perfect. It had big frog eyes. It could hop around like a frog. It could swim underwater and breathe. It's literally a fish out of water. It's a dorky kid who's always looking to find his path. I know there are others like you out there that can be inspired by just how resilient these animals are, how beautiful they are, how unique and different and thriving. We love the fact that we have animals from all around the world that can inspire other young marine biologists, ecologists, just young and old folks to care about our planet. That's what I think ties everything in here together, is a message of caring for the planet and inspiring stewardship.
That's such a cool idea.
Our aquarium
yeah,
is so
I love
great.
the aquarium.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back in the kitchen with Chef Max. We're putting the finishing touches on what you made for us, right?
So this is our finished foie gras duck tart here.
It is beautiful.
While you guys were away, we put a little cherry port gelée over top, some pistachios, and then we have our duck choux with the cherries in that as well.
Wow, and this is something we can get there at the restaurant for a little while?
So we are going to be putting on at the end of August
Okay.
on the menu. This is available right now. We do a monthly special where we do a whole duck, and these are some of the accoutrements that go with that.
Oh my gosh,
Gorgeous. It
so good.
smells so good too.
Yes, yeah.
It's
All right.
beautiful. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, good to have
All right,
you.
we're going to end it there. Have a great day, everyone.
See you back here tomorrow.
The Great Day Live Kitchen is sponsored by Kitchen Saver, custom cabinet renewal.